Conversation with my grandmother early on one Sunday morning. She said she didn't feel good. I suggested she stay home. She said, no, the church I'm going. She said, son, this body's tired. And the end is near. It's true. God is beginning to get to it. And I'm going through. She said, I am persuaded from day to day. To the end I'm going to the end, come what may. I am determined to keep the faith. I won't be leaving. Do you understand? Ever since that day, I've come to love this Christian way. Love it like no other. I've come to realize I must press on for myself if I intend to go much further. I must stand through all adversity and make sure I don't look around. Hey, that's why I depend on you, and you are there for me. And in you, my trust is found. Let me say, I am persuaded from day to day. To the end I'm going to the end, come what may. I am determined to keep the faith. I won't be leaving. Why won't you help me say? I am persuaded. Your life is my life. I'll follow every step of the way. I am determined. I won't be leaving. Why don't you just let me play? Hey.
You are listening to Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversation matters. Your broadcast will begin in less than 2 minutes. We thank you for joining, and remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
Though he slay me. Though he slay me. Yeah, but I trust him. Though he slay me. I'll trust in the Lord. So talked about and misunderstood. Yes, I've been lied on. But still, we've been made. Endure for a night. Lord, I'm glad. I still enjoy. After all. Everybody say, oh. The world didn't give it to me. This joy, the world can't take it away. Say, hey. Have your hands up. Here we go. After all that I've been through. still have joy. I still got joy. Hey, still. I still have joy. I still have joy. Still. I still have joy.
Good evening. I'm Carol Mayette from that OAKLAND, and you're listening to Issues After Dark with Donna and Dion.
Because the nighttime is the right time to have inspiring, controversial conversations that matter. It's time for Issues After Dark with your hosts, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Issues After Dark is a deeper dive into today's breaking news, trending social media, and pop culture from a biblical perspective. Gather your thoughts, get your questions ready. Your hosts, Donna and Dion, will be taking your calls via the Bitter Cup Media Zoom line, as well as interacting with your social media commentary regarding today's topics. And now, Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
Well, it is a beautiful day that the Lord has made. Gotta rejoice. Doesn't matter what happens in the day, the good, the bad, the indifferent, it is still a day.
Yes.
That the Lord has made.
For real.
Got to find reasons
Yep.
to rejoice. They exist.
Absolutely.
They exist.
Absolutely.
And
Well,
I tell you, one thing you don't need to rejoice over.
What is that?
Is the indictment of Trump. This indictment is bothering me, Donna.
Why?
Because out of all the things this man should be indicted for,
we
talking about indictment for hush. I mean, who cares? Do you really care about?
Listen,
about
they
hush
got
money indictment?
They got Al Capone for tax evasion.
I'm just
a win is a win.
There you go. A win is a win. You just walk off. That's Donna Williams, y'all. She's the head of the Will Hive.
Yeah.
I'm Dion Evans, your co-host, and we're gonna have a great time. Today is Thursday. This is episode 51.
Yeah.
And this is the night that we do a lot of fighting. We talk about sensitive subjects like marriage and divorce and things of that nature, and it can get testy. Because we start getting into gender issues and differences of feelings and facts. Y'all know your brother. Feelings do exist.
I need to have my popcorn.
You had no popcorn today? Hey,
because I'm just here for the comment.
How do you make popcorn? Let me ask this question. How do you make popcorn versus how did you grow up making popcorn?
I make it today. I get the bag out the box and I put it in the way they say put it in there in between 2 and 3 minutes. Hit the microwave button.
Microwave popcorn.
Yes.
Wow. Cheater.
But when I was growing up, you put oil in a pot, let the oil get hot, put the popcorn in it, and let it pop. Although they had the one with the aluminum foil where you held it over the fire.
The Jiffy
Pop. Yes, the Jiffy Pop.
That popcorn wasn't as good.
No.
Grandma's old school pot that you put oil in.
Yes.
That's popcorn.
Yes. That's popcorn.
Yes. All right, let's tell people what we're talking about today. Segment 1, we're going to have a general discussion on divorce. A word no one wants to use. Our special guest, Leticia Evans. I've noticed, Donna, that people don't like saying the word divorce. They'll say break up or end the marriage. No.
Separation.
No. It's a divorce. Let's call it. Let's call it what it is. So that this is, people are trying to take the sting out of it. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Segment number 2, marriage. Top 3 reasons to stay. Top 3 reasons to stay. Now, this entire broadcast is inspired by our good sister out of South Carolina. She hit me up, Cherie. And she said, "This is what I want to hear about." I said, "Oh, don't call our bluff. We ain't scared of that subject." So we're gonna take her subjects on today. Want to bless the world with it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Top 3 reasons to stay in your marriage. Stay married. And then segment number 3, again, we will have as special guest Leticia Evans. Top 3 reasons to divorce.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna have some controversy in it. Yeah.
You think so?
I think so. It has the opportunity.
Oh yeah.
There's innate because some people are getting divorced. Some people are using very lax thoughts.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what your top 3 are going to be. I don't know what Leticia's top 3 are going to be. I know what my top 3 are for both. And I'm pretty sure you guys may be like, "Ooh, that's a good one." Or, "Are you kidding me, Dion? Come on, cut it out." It is what it is. So again, segment number 1, we're going to have a general conversation on divorce. The word no one, and it should be want to use. I don't know how it got once. That's unique all in itself.
Well, it's close to once. So you heard once and you typed once.
Wants. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's more. That's where it's supposed to be.
That's better.
The word no one wants, not once, like once upon a time. I'm surprised Leticia didn't catch that. I'm surprised I didn't get a text message. Ping. I'm surprised. You put wants, like once upon a time, and it's won't. I'm just saying. The word no one wants to use, divorce. And then segment 2, 3 reasons to stay in your marriage. We're talking about staying in marriage. And then segment 3, top 3 reasons to divorce.
To hit the road, Jack.
It's funny. I found personally it easier to find reasons to divorce.
Really?
That's weird to me. I found my 3 top reasons for divorce were quicker to write down than my discovery for myself of the 3 top reasons to stay married. And I don't think it's because I think a lot of the reasons that people are thinking about divorce are like not real reasons at all. So I found it weird that I even struggled with that. Nonetheless, we'll get into it. Donna, what was the best thing that happened to you today?
The best thing that happened to me today, Dion, is I saw my granddaughter for about an hour and a half.
Oh,
she came down with some friends from school. The friends and their mother was visiting a family member here. She's on break, so she rode down with them, and I had a chance to see her for about an hour and a half. And this kiddo, I have known from the time she was born, because somehow I wound up in the room when she was being born. That was not my intent. Same thing with my grandson. I was in the room when they were born. But with her, it's been every step of the way. Elementary school and middle school and high school until she went away to boarding school in her senior year. But I was the pick up and the drop off and the going to the events and just, yeah. So I miss her.
Oh, wonderful.
But I get a chance to see her for an hour and a half.
Is she so different? Is she like not the little girl anymore?
No, she's not. And she'll be 20 in June, but I don't see it yet. I don't, I mean, she's making some grown-up decisions. That I do know. But I don't see it. I keep waiting to see that moment where suddenly it shifts. And I don't see it yet.
Yeah.
I don't see it yet. So
as a father, I'm kind of like that with my daughter Days. She turns 25 this year.
Wow.
But I still see my middle school kid.
Yeah.
I still see my baby to whom preferred me to give her a bath than her mom. I still see the kid who had wild hair and loved wild hair. I still see the kid who liked flying kites. That kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
You're in the best. And the the best part of your day, the thing that you were like, woohoo.
The best part of my day. Okay,
Yes.
so did I tell you about a week ago? We as a family just decided, hey, we're going to get up and we're going to go get some dessert together.
Oh, nice.
And so we went to Chili's because it's one of the few places that was open that had the dessert we were looking for.
Oh, okay.
I mean, of course, Chili's is not a dessert spot, but they have a particular dessert that I wanted. Well, on the way to Chili's, we got pulled over by the sheriff.
Oh.
Sheriff said, hey, you know that your headlight is out.
Oh.
You got a headlight out and you got a brake light out. I said, really? I said, I knew about the brake light, but I did not know that I had a headlight out. Yeah. So lady didn't even give me a fix-it ticket. I think she was kind of like out there kind of testing how to pull people over. And just gave me my license back and told me, go have a wonderful time at Chili's. I was like, okay, that's a wonderful,
nice.
It's a wonderful police encounter. That was nice.
Yeah.
And almost wondered her name. Like, man, I need to let people know that there is a nice one out here. She'll probably shoot somebody next week. I don't know. But she didn't shoot me and she wasn't rude.
Okay.
So, it's been raining.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going out there and changing no light bulb in the rain.
Okay.
But today, I saw all that sun out there. And I said, okay, we need a win. We need a win. A win is a win. So I said, I'm going to go change this like a light bulb. Like, I'm not a car guy. I'm not one of those guys who desires to be a mechanic. That's Leticia. Leticia wants to be a car mechanic, and she wants to own her own lawnmower and lawn care service. Leticia cut her finger on a weed whacker. Oh, whatever the thing is that trims the hedges.
Right.
She put her finger up. Whole nother long story. We had it.
Okay.
We almost top reasons to stay up. But I went and I got the bulb, changed the bulb, realized I didn't put the bulb in right the first way because it didn't look as shiny on the driver's side as it did on the passenger side. Recalibrated the thing, got it in there better, screwed the cap back on, and voila, we got headlights.
Oh.
So we've been avoiding going out at night because we didn't want to get a ticket and we didn't want to draw no interest to ourselves.
Right.
But after the show tonight, we going to get something to eat. Just because. Now, I know it may be dangerous because I haven't eaten after the show in a few days.
Right.
But we had a wonderful break and nap. We haven't eaten dinner. So I have all right, y'all. That's what we bumped the gums on. We'll be back with Leticia Evans talking about divorce, the word no one wants.
If it wasn't for the Lord, where would I be? My life was nothing until He set me free. What a change He made in my life. No more compromising, the wrong for the right. I want you to say it again. If it wasn't for the Lord, where would I be? My life was nothing until He set me free. What a change He made in my life. No more compromising, the wrong for the right. Listen, I don't walk, cause He made. I don't talk, cause He made the difference. I don't live, that's because He made. I don't give, because He made. He made. Lord made the difference. He gives me joy. He gives me joy. And I need to I'm on the town from the first moment to the last. He wants me to he wants all my fear. I am not alone. He gives me joy. And I need some I'm on the clouds. I'm on the clouds. From the first moment to the last. He wants me. Telling me I am not alone. He made it. Yes, he did. I don't know like I used to. He made it. He must talk like I used to. Oh, the man I don't. No. You don't know. I don't even feel. Oh, cry Jesus, not me, 'cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams and Deanna Evans. We're going to bring in our special guest right now.
Yes.
Leticia Evans.
Hey, Leticia.
what he said.
There you. She doesn't have a hoodie on either.
I don't.
No.
Basket blouse on. Yeah. I like that black. It's called plaid. That's picnic table blouse.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
I like it. It looks nice on her.
Yes,
But you know what you cannot see off screen is that she's showing her midriff.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Yes, just not.
My shirt rolled up. That's all.
it happens.
All right, ladies, we have a task before us today.
Mm-hmm.
Our good sister Cherie Buckman, South Carolina. These are some topics that she wanted to hear discussed. And so we have the task of, bringing this subject to light with relevancy.
Yes.
Before we get to our main marriage issues of, 3 reasons to stay or 3 reasons to divorce, I wanted to have a conversation with you guys about what I have been seeing, what I have been experiencing is that people are always talking about divorce using every phrase but the term divorce. My first question to the both of you, is that your experience? Have you guys been noticing or witnessing that? Or is it just something I've been sensitive to?
I see people saying, I got a divorce. I see women having divorce parties. So they're kind of celebrating their divorces. I know there's other terminology used, but I haven't seen it where there are the euphemisms being used rather than saying divorce. For women, I don't know about men because I've only seen it with women where they go out, they get dressed up and party and have a divorce party. The divorce bachelorette party.
I would wonder how a divorce party planner. I wonder how that would go.
They
probably is out there already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Because I saw on social media this week, I'd never seen it prior. It was like a grand event, plush green grass, huge lettering in lights, divorce with balloons all around the text, and they were throwing a bash for someone's divorce. Yeah.
You can buy a divorce card.
It was a grand scale. Like they put a lot of money into this event.
You can get a card that says congratulations on your divorce.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
See, I'm this is dumbfounding to me because my understanding is divorce is painful. So are these people who are having these parties, are they just masking? Or are they? I mean, I don't. Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody personally who's ever celebrated?
I don't.
I can say I've known people who've seemed okay with having divorced, but over long lengths of time, you can kind of see the pain that's associated. It's like an immediate euphoria of, hey, this is done. But then the walking now, the dealing with the courts, the dealing with, the finances and maybe the children, that it takes the toll, and you start to see some of the pains that are associated with, with the actual divorce of the couple.
I believe there's a period of mourning. I think there's a period of mourning. And maybe in the beginning you're in shock. You're glad to be out of it, but you're in shock. But eventually the reality of it's, what is it? The two coming together, then the envelope is sealed in marriage.
Right.
Divorce rips it apart, and you never can put that envelope back together the same way. So it's kind of that kind of thing.
You're still keeping a little bit of them, and they're still keeping a little bit of you, and it's going to always be messy and uncomfortable.
Yeah, especially if there are children.
Oh yeah,
and that's something I wonder: is divorce easier if there are no kids? I think from a hypothetical, it's much easier to get rid of somebody, divorce, if there's no kids involved. Because that could be a clean break. That's a cleaner break than a divorce with kids. If you're going to get a divorce and you have no kids, man, hit the dough. Bye.
Yeah.
But when there are kids, it is nowhere near that simple. And I don't know how you can celebrate it on a grand scale. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Feels like death, even if you know it won't work. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I that, it's funny because, men can get married whenever they want to.
Anytime
they want to. And I think I won't say most men of my generation. So you're talking about 40s to mid 50s. They're getting married based upon the idea of, is this relationship divorce proof? I'm not marrying a woman that it's possible. I'm not going into marriage with a woman where it is possible we may need to get a divorce. Most men my generation do not want to participate in any form of divorce. Now, there are some men of my generation who act like men of the generation below us. They want to be hip hop. They want to be, they want to be street. They want to be cool. They want to be, they in their mid 40s wanting to still be, signed to a rap contract, stuff like that. They want, stuff like that. Now the generation below me, their attitude is, and I see this among young women too, of the generation below me, is that this is a trial marriage. This is a marriage that I'm getting into. It's my first one. This is my trial marriage. I'm going to learn marriage. And then hopefully I'll find the one. And I think reality TV has kind of pushed that. I think it's kind of supported that. I think it's kind of blinded people to it. Because what happens when there's a child involved? It gets ugly.
You talk about those reality shows, 90 Day Fiance, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, where we're bringing people together and they're going to find the right one, and then they're going to get married and live happily ever after.
All of those themes, I believe, are eroding real marriage. They're dangerous And you know what? You can look at them and tell how dangerous they are. Look at how these women are melting down if they don't get a rose.
Yeah.
Look at how catty they're getting. Look at how sure the man is. He's picking based upon sexual favors and friends with benefits. He wants to see how far you're going to go to win this thing. And then there's no guarantee. So here you are, several weeks trying to win a contest about life.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the original subject. Is divorce more rampant because it is a term that many people just aren't using? They're using every other term in the book but divorce.
Yeah.
I don't think
We
it's
split up.
Yeah.
We're no longer together. These are all lower level, soft landing ways of saying the really hard truth: divorce.
Or the person,
she says, my children
yeah,
feel the effects of the divorce from their father, even if they don't say it. I see it. Trust me. I agree with her. I don't think a parent can. Now, I will say, again, getting divorced with no children involved. I mean, there was no pregnancy. You didn't get pregnant. He didn't get you pregnant. I think it may be easier to divorce under those circumstances because that's just two friends deciding we can't walk together no more. We now become enemies. I think that's far easier. But soon as, and I don't even say you have to have given birth, soon as you know that that individual impregnated you, whether the child manifested or not, there's a bond there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And getting a divorce, you're going to leave some of that with one another. You could drown it out with trying to be promiscuous. You could drown it out with trying to run women and all that kind of. You could drown it out with all type of vices. But in the end, you're drowning stuff out because divorce is loud and it hurts.
Talking about the children, Dion, there's support groups for children of divorced parents.
Yeah.
Like Al-Anon, and there's a professional group out there that's been around for a while. I have a friend who I think is just turning 60, maybe. But about 10 years ago, she talked about how she still felt the effects of her parents' divorce.
Yeah.
And they divorced after she was an adult and had moved out of the house. But she was still feeling that pain of the divorce.
Yeah. And I think for the child too, they realize they don't have the ability to change the circumstance. They are just, parties that are impacted.
Yeah. And I think that's why we talk about divorce, the effects of divorce. And a lot of couples never think about, well, I'll speak for myself. When I was considering marrying Leticia, there was a lot of conversations I was having in my own head. Is it going to work? Is she the one? But a lot of those conversations was, well, what if it don't work? What if she ain't the one? What if when I marry her, she goes crazy? She did go crazy, but I kind of adjusted to her.
Can't do anything about it.
Donna, she seeped crazy on me. She seeped her craziness because her attitude was, I would not have been able to.
My goofiness, not craziness.
See, you want to call it goofiness. It's crazy.
You're the one that likes to,
You better be careful. You better be careful.
You're the one that
I'm ready to fight.
Specific about terms, using terms.
You're not goofy. You're crazy. You do stuff that's like, now you are goofy. The first 5 years of our marriage, her nickname was Chrissy.
That's not.
Oh, from the Three's Company.
Three's Company. Yeah, because she would do stuff to be like, how do you hit me upside the head when we're asleep? I mean, it doesn't make sense. How is it that you stumbled and fell on me? It doesn't make sense. So she was, that's goofy. But there's certain things she does that's also crazy. Like leaving water on in the stove and walking out thinking somehow she's going to remember it. And then I come in the house and the house is full of smoke. We've almost had this house burned down at least 4 times.
Don't say that.
That's crazy. I know you don't want to say it.
Don't say that.
But you're trying to act like
the pots have gotten a little smoky, but the house isn't in danger of burning down. And I got myself a whistle teapot. So I know when to run back into the kitchen.
A lot of Trotter Kane, she says, if you marry with intentions of staying together forever, it hurts, and it hurts bad. No matter what. Your new husband or spouse does not have those memories of the children and won't feel the emotional sentiments that you do. Man, that's powerful.
Right. Yeah.
Now, let me break this down, because she popped me in the nose on this one. She says, so here's, we're gonna have to do a show on the intentions of marriage. Because if your intentions are not equal, if one person is married for lower intentions and another person is married for together forever,
genuine,
that's an imbalance. That's an unequally yoked marriage. Why? Because one person knows that no matter what we go through, I am going to work through it, because divorce is not my option. And the other one's like, soon as you hit your third strike, I'm out no matter what. And for men, when it comes to divorce, I guess for women too, the complications of divorce is if ever there is a fallback, someone that you're already preparing to go to. Somebody that's already entered the marriage in some way, some form, some fashion.
Emotionally.
In the wings.
It's easy. Yeah. And I guess we should do a show on this, Donna.
What is that?
Divorcing because you have, like Leticia called it, someone in the wings.
You got a side chick. Or a side, I don't know what they call guys. But
you gave me the term sneaky link.
A sneaky link. Yeah, you have a sneaky link.
Here's what I'm getting at. Who in their right mind endorses divorce so you can have the divorcing individual? Can y'all help me?
I think it's kind of delusional. Because you do have some people that are out there and they think, oh, well, once I get them, they'll be with me forever. But
they've already proven they're not a forever type person.
Right. That should be your cue, right? If you're easily swayed away from the marriage that you're in, why would that not be an option for the second?
The person that cheated with you will cheat on you.
On you too. Right.
The stats in America for the last 20 years have been true. Second marriages end even faster than the first one. Now, there are some, and we know some folks who the second marriage was the one. They just blossomed. But that is not the standard. The standard is, let's say you stayed you stayed married 4 years in your first marriage. Chances are you're in the second marriage, you're not making 4 years.
Wow.
You're not going to make 4 years. You're going to get out of that one even faster. Now you've been divorced twice. What happens if you have kids twice? And you're not even 35 years old. Male or female. Men can kind of get away with it because the kids typically stay with the mom. But women, it ain't fair for you. Yes, you're going to get custody of the kids, but 2 kids from 2 different baby daddies, and now you're trying to encourage a third to marry you.
And their families associated.
All type of those wives that are divorced are still apart.
Oh yeah.
You're now engaging with a person who has kids from a whole nother adult. That wasn't friendship. It wasn't like, well, we was just, we hooked up, she got pregnant. It was marriage.
Yeah.
I believe relationship breakups, that's one thing, and they can hurt all by themselves. Relationship breakups can hurt. Divorce, that's a whole different level of pain. It's got to be a whole different level of pain.
Yeah. Because there is a deeper bond you develop. For how many years you were married, you develop this bond. And now when you say divorce, you're trying to undo something that took you 4, 10, 15. There are people getting divorces at 30 years. And I'm like, why?
Mm.
But that bond that you built over 30 years, now you're trying to undo it with the swipe of a pen or a computer. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that because that tie is still there.
We're also living in an era for the first time where people who have been married nearly 30 years are still relatively young.
Yeah.
And they have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. They don't have to be a part of no dating app. They don't have to pay no monthly fee to no hookup service. They have free hookup in the DMs on every site that they have. And so if you've been in a marriage and again, you want to feel younger, and there are some people out there who make you feel younger, what is it to you to get a divorce so you can go be who you believe you truly are? So now you see these 27-year marriages that are divorcing. They've been through more stuff and they've come through more stuff, but they are divorcing over idiotic purposes. And really all it is, one of them want to be single again. Because single at 50, 60 is a whole different level of fun that when your grandparents were going through that, it wasn't the same. It's different now.
Oh, gosh. It makes no sense to me that you've gone through 30 years of whatever, and all of a sudden that thing that you never liked in the beginning and never addressed is the reason why you're getting a divorce. Just tell the truth. Yeah, either you do have a sneaky link or you think you are better than that spouse. We don't match anymore. You know, we're not compatible anymore. So I'm out the door. Makes no sense to me.
I think social media adds another layer too, like you said, because a lot of the people that are connecting are people from the past that maybe you naturally, migrated away from, as you grow, you go to college or, your family moves or you decide you want to, take a job somewhere else. And the people that you knew in your youth, the fun days, maybe an old girlfriend or an old boyfriend that was your first, right?
Yeah.
And so they brought back all the excitement.
Flooded of emotion.
But prior to social media, you didn't have the abilities to connect like that.
Then go back.
So you have this option, this opportunity to go back emotionally to this fun place in time.
Middle school.
When you're looking at your current and you're saying, this is a struggle. This is tough.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I can go back and connect because we're already communicating.
I got a huge question for both of you on the other side of this break before I drop this comment that I see.
Okay.
This is After Dark. Donna Williams, Deion Evans, our special guest, Leticia Evans. We'll be right back.
Yes.
I've come through many hard trials, through temptations on every hand. Though Satan's tried to stop me and to place my feet on sinking sand, through the pain and all of my sorrows, through the tears and all of my fears, the Lord was there to keep me, for He's kept me in the midst of it all. Not because I've been so faithful, not because I've always obeyed, He was there to answer my call. He was there always to protect me. Oh, he's kept me in the midst of it all. Oh, yes, I have. Temptations on every hand. And Satan was there trying to stop me and to place my feet on sinking sand. Oh, but Jesus loves me so dearly. Yes, he does. He was there to answer every call. Yes, he was. He was there always to protect me, and he kept me. Oh, no, 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 he never left me. Woke up this morning to somebody in a video talking about something I posted in a video. If it wasn't me, it was
After Dark, Deanna Evans, Donna Williams.
Because I'm lacking heavy, y'all don't hear me though. I've been the same since I've been dropping.
You tried to, this the wrong show to be doing that, Dion.
Ooh, he slipped. He called that. Now the Will Hive is gonna be on me. I knew there was a reason why she was his co-host. It came out of his mouth. The Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth. I got a question for you guys. I got a question. You guys at the top of the show told me that you have seen people celebrating their divorces, putting big time money into divorce parties. I made the joke about, divorce party planners, and Leticia said probably already exists.
Yeah, both of us did.
What I didn't ask you is the question I'm about to ask you right now. When you have seen the people who have had these divorce parties, were they the wife or were they the husband?
Oh,
The
I've only
wife.
seen the wives.
Yeah. Only see
the wives. Thank you for saying that. Good brother Ransberg, he says nearly 70% of divorces are initiated by women.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't want to leave him out there. People say 35%, 60%, and they don't know. They just be throwing percentages out there to make their argument sound good.
Right.
But he got backup in his brother. A study led by the American Sociological Association determined. You ready for this? This is going to blow you away.
Right.
Nearly 70% of divorces are initiated by women. And the percentage of college-educated American women who initiate divorce is even higher.
I can imagine.
Wow. That, yeah. So you have to ask yourself why. Why?
And that's a show topic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a show topic all in itself. Wow.
Yeah.
Alana's blessing us with a lot of commentary. Mm-hmm. My baby girl has intense attachment issues to this day because of why her dad and I divorced. The effects go beyond the couple. She doesn't trust men, and we're working on it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, the flip side of it is, and I guess we'll get into that now. We all sat down independent of one another. And in this particular segment, we're talking about the top 3 reasons to stay married. The top 3 reasons to stay married.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, let me launch into this real quick. This Randsburg percentage in trouble.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because we're living in a time where a lot of men aren't going to college, and a lot of women are.
Yeah. I was going to say that earlier, that the women feel like they have outgrown the men. They have moved up. They're educated. They're making more money, probably all of that. And so now, and their friends are like, why do you? That's the other thing we haven't talked about with the divorce, that friends can talk you into taking that step.
Is it single friends talking like that, or other fellow married
Mostly
friends talking?
Oh, of
single
course.
friends.
Single.
Single
Mostly
friends.
single.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into our top 3 reasons. Leticia, you're the guest. You give us your in no particular order.
I'll just give the first.
Just give us your first one.
Okay. To stay married, God has joined you. The marriage was on purpose.
God. See, I like that theologically, but socio-philosophically and psychologically, it's dangerous. I look, say it again.
I said one of the top reasons is God has joined you. And why I'm saying that is because you're naturally in marriage, you go through struggles.
Right.
You may have financial struggles, you may have communication struggles, you may have sexual struggles with, intimacy in the bedroom. So
how come you just say sexual struggles? Why'd you Elmer Fudd the situation?
I did almost, but then it wasn't going to flow properly from my mouth. So the reason why I said it is because that is a natural part of the process of marriage. And I think what people forget is, hey, this was on purpose. God joined us. So it is that in conjunction with, you're going to naturally experience struggles because you're coming together, right? These two, different individuals with different ways of being reared, and maybe different household structures, maybe some from, 2-parent, maybe some single, maybe, adopted. You just don't know. So bring all that into under one roof and trying to mend or mesh your lives together, there's going to be struggles. It's natural. And so to remember, hey, this was an intentional thing. God put us together. These things are maybe tough to deal with, but they're not things that we can't overcome.
I like what you're saying, but in the back of my mind, I hear the one who's violating the marriage all the time, always being the one talking about God.
Violent?
No, violating.
Oh, violating.
The one who's making the marriage tough to bear. They're always the one, well, maybe we should separate. Well, God put us together. Maybe we should separate. Well, I took my vows seriously. Come on, man. You can't be the perpetrator causing the chaos in the marriage. And then when we get into a conversation where we need to talk tough about, hey, are we really on the same page or not? Because I'm getting tired of this life. Then you want to talk about God. I get concerned.
I get that piece. But you're dealing with intention too, right? I mean, that's kind of what
I just don't like the idea that people can use God as a bully to keep you in place in something that they are terrorizing you with on a daily.
I get that too, but you don't allow that to overshadow still the purpose of the union. You just don't. I mean, and I get it. And there needs to be definite, conversation. There needs to be maybe some external supports,
right?
But you still, in my mind, you don't throw it away, because people have the capacity to change.
Can I ask you the tough question? Does that hold up on the third marriage?
On the third marriage, does it hold up? I think after the first marriage into the second marriage, I think you need to start looking at yourself. I think you need to start assessing, if this is a pattern now for me, there's something going on. I'm the consistent, right? I'm the party that is consistent. So now I need to look at, so what is it? So taking that time to step back, and look at yourself, and maybe, even if it's after, the divorce, having maybe conversations about, what happened, so you can get healthier in the areas that you're weak in, or that you lack.
May not be as strong. Well said. Donna, give me your first one.
I have companionship and security.
That's a reason to stay married.
Yeah, companionship and security. There is a security of having someone that you know has your back.
Yeah.
And they're there for you. Yeah.
In that scenario, would that person even thinking about divorce?
I don't think they would, but you never know what enters into the minds of people if somebody gets in their ear.
Yeah.
True.
Or okay.
Okay.
But I that's a reason to stay married, and that's a reason if they were thinking about divorce, they think about what I lose by divorcing.
Yeah.
I lose the companionship, I lose the security.
Yeah.
And then you rethink and process and go through whatever steps you need to go through.
I told you earlier this week that I discovered for the first time in my life that my wife is actually my best friend.
I love it.
And that has, do you know how it's like I took a drug because I don't have a best friend. I got guys who I coach with and we become good friends, but we're not best friends. We're not hanging out at a restaurant. We don't look forward to go meeting up at a place and talking shop. I don't have people like that. And I probably need that, but I don't have that outside of the people to whom I coach with or work with. Right. But I was sitting up thinking, I'm like, man, maybe Leticia is my best friend.
Not maybe.
Because I like going to lunch with her. I crave her. I crave her time. I crave, and she's my wife. But if she's my wife, why am I obsessed with being around her? Why is she at work and I'm texting her, wish she were home? What?
I love it.
Yeah.
Our schedules are different. And it used to be real bad where she's coming and I'm leaving. And when I'm coming back, she's gone. We only saw each other on the weekends. So here's my number one.
Yeah.
Well, my first one. Reasons to stay married. Your challenges are not unique. Others' marriages are not the standard.
Right.
You don't need to question your marriage or the health of your marriage based upon some of your challenges. Your challenges are not unique. They may feel unique. They may be the first time that you are experiencing these challenges, but you can't look to a marriage to the left or a marriage to the right and say that that's the ideal marriage. That marriage is ideal to you because it's in a different space.
Right.
2 weeks ago, they were looking just like you.
Right.
But they kept walking together. Yeah. They kept enduring hard times as good soldiers, and they have challenges. Every marriage has challenges and seasons. Your challenges are not unique. And don't look at other marriages to be standards. Like I said, marriage is a fingerprint. It looks similar, but they're very different. They're very unique. And so you need to stay married because your challenges aren't unique. What you're thinking about is not unique. What you're going through is not unique. It's just not. All right. Let's go back to Donna for her number 2 and then go to Leticia for her number 2.
Okay.
Let's see. Economic benefits.
Okay. Open that up.
Economic benefits. You are there. You come together financially to support and to build and to create economic health, well-being. That's the ideal. But it works better with 2. I know there are single people out there that say, yeah, I can do this all by myself. Yeah, but if you have someone there with you in it, building that economic benefits, there are benefits. You're working together towards something. It's a home. It's if you're a business, it's retirement. It's working to leave something behind for your children. All of that. So there's economic benefits of staying together. You're there for the support of one another financially. It's tough being single, even if you have that job. it's tough being single. Sometimes you got to pay for childcare, and childcare is ridiculous if you have kids.
That's a house note.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So yeah, and you gotta do all of that stuff financially, and it's tough to make the ends meet unless you six figures, you know. So the economic benefits of being together, of staying together and working together, for the economic health of the family.
You know,
The benefits.
I find it interesting that you bring that up, because this week I was thinking to myself about our schedule, you know, and so I do most of the driving in our family. We have a second car, but it won't pass smog. So I've been Uber car for everybody. But watch this. My wife has to go to her office 3 days a week. Average Uber, $20.
Oh yeah.
That's $40 a day. Okay. Times 3. That what? Am I right? $120? If my son, let's say I don't want to take him to school, just give him in an Uber. That's going to be close to $30 to and from.
Yep.
Okay. So now that $120 for his mom is now blossoming close to $400 just in driving. And I realized I saved my by me doing the driving. I saved my family $400. Now it's not that we couldn't pay the $400, but why?
Right. Economic benefits.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter, when I was working and I couldn't take my granddaughter to school, they had at the time, it was like a kiddie Uber. And they would come and pick up my daughter and get her, my granddaughter, and get her to school, but she had to pay for that.
Yeah.
You know, that was not like this is a gift.
Tried that
you're a
program.
single parent.
I tried that program was like childcare.
Yes.
It was expensive. It was like $300-$400 a month. I'm like, to get to school, I'll drive you.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's my number 2.
Okay.
Top 3 reasons to stay married. Your children will be healthier and will see marriage as a positive, not a future burden. Some young people are just refusing to get married because they are scared of divorce.
Yeah. And they don't see, you know, the parents working on things together, you know, going through the struggles and resolving them together. I think when children see that, you know, discussions, parents talking about finances and you know, maybe not to, you know, to great detail, but they then develop skills for themselves, and those things then become tools that they can carry into their adulthood and into their relationships. But they need to see it. The out can't be I'm done. I can't talk. I'm frustrated. I'm going. That can't be the response, because that is being communicated to the children as well. This is how you deal with stress and struggle and difficulty with communication and difficulty with finances. You run. You just leave.
Now I will say this. This younger generation, these kids that are 25 years and younger who aren't getting married, you don't see no 19-year-old, 20-year-olds, no 22-year-olds getting married. You just don't see that.
Right. No.
But I'd much rather them be more fearful of divorce that they're not getting married than to do like the generation right above them, get into those trial marriages.
Haphazard dealing.
They just want to get married so that their friends could say they look cute in a wedding dress, or he looked nice, or his grandma thought he looked nice in the tux, and he got married at the church with the pastor that night. His pastor. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Something to think about. I know we got one more in the top 3 reasons to stay married.
Did you ask Leticia a second one?
Yeah, she said her. You didn't say your second?
I didn't say my second one.
All right, well then we'll come back to your second one before we go to our third.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Good. Donna, give your second one again. You talked about economics.
Economic benefits, yeah.
And mine was your children will be healthier and will see marriage as a positive, not a future burden.
Yeah.
These are top 3 reasons to stay married. We're going to come back and wrap up that conversation, and then we're going to move on to the top 3 reasons why you're going to need
This is Seth Quinn Evans, and you are listening to Bitter Cut.
Money is spent, a little bit of bag of food, and your baby need a pair of shoes. Turn to your neighbor and tell him, I tell you what you ought to do. Jesus can work it out if you let him. Dine with him.
Oh, Lord. Oh Lord, I just can't. Oh Lord.
You fall in love, simple, the sky up above, simple.
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams, Leon Evans, our special guest, Leticia Evans. Bring her back
Yes.
here. That song by Charles Hayes, Work It Out. Donna, we have got to interview that woman. Because I didn't know if she did that off the dome, or did she write that out? Was that written for her? Now, here's what's
No. What?
Leticia was not raised in the Baptist church.
Okay.
She wasn't raised. She didn't become part of Baptist church, so she started dating me. She grew up very Catholic. You know, the oh man. That's what she
Yeah.
But you ought to see Leticia when she doesn't think you're looking. You ought to see her do the Baptist bounce.
Oh my
The
God.
Baptist bounce.
You know when they
Oh yeah.
you be doing that in the house.
For you, I do that for you.
And Donna, I be dying because I know she don't have no context. I know, but it proves to me that people you can learn it. It ain't you know the Spirit of the Lord jumped upon you. She be in the house.
I do that for you.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I like.
It is hilarious.
I like making you laugh. That's why.
You're good at it.
Thanks.
Ransburg says divorce rate among arranged marriages 4%.
Very low. Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's because they're going in with the same mentality. They know that this is the culture. We have an aunt who was in an arranged marriage. Our eldest aunt was in an arranged marriage, and she stayed with him. She wasn't happy all the way through, but she stayed with him to his death. Over 50 years together.
Wow.
50 years.
Wow.
Over 50 years together, and raised 2 children. And you know, yeah, I can attest to that, and I've heard that as well.
Well, that's why I'm big with our kids. Seth, Daisy, if you think you're gonna choose who you're gonna marry without me, you don't know enough about you.
Yeah,
I know more about you than you know about you. I'm not gonna let you pick by yourself. And Donna, real talk, we have identified certain young ladies that are future prospects, and we are with those families. Those families know, okay, she's a
wow.
Right now we have 3 main prospects. A couple of them have dropped off because I'm like, honey, he ain't going. She done lost. He ain't. Okay, we ain't doing that.
Be careful.
I know. I ain't naming no names. But I believe that parents who have been involved with their kids need to be a part of that process.
Right.
I told my daughter, do not introduce me to anybody that you have not vetted, because the day you introduce me, that person is going to become a target for my conversation. And I am not going to be soft. I'm not going to be rude, but I am not going to be soft.
And how many has she introduced?
None. 0.
Right.
0.
Not a single one.
And because I know the day that she does, something's different about that one. I'll know that. But yeah. Ransburg blesses us with something else. He says, we shouldn't use the marriage as the Band-Aid for the issue. Deal with the issue. Oh, I love that.
Right.
That's rich. That's rich. That's why I'm like, a lot of our reasons to stay married are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are we dealing with the actual issue? Because I don't like the person trying to keep the marriage alive, and they're actually the person refusing to fix the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Alana Trotter Kane, she says, my daughter is listening and said absolutely to Pastor D's comment.
About the children.
Your children will be healthier and will
Mhm.
see marriage as a positive, not a future burden.
Mhm.
Mayete comes to the rescue. She says, most of my friends have divorced or are going through divorce because of that reason. Wow. Wow. They are the children of divorce have a hard time trusting.
Yeah.
That's why
Right.
on this broadcast we talk about marriage. We're not everybody needs to go out and get married. We're like, no. Don't pollute marriage by going out and getting you one.
No.
It's not something you get out the vending machine.
Right.
The mothers in the church, whenever I would run into them in the years after my husband passed away, Sister Donna, don't you want to get married again? I said, if the right person shows up, yeah, but otherwise I'm good. I'm not looking to be married. I'm not searching to be married. So, but they were concerned that I wasn't married again. And I'm like, I'm good, mother. Thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, stay out of my business. Keep to yourself. Be quiet. Put your white gloves on and shut up.
Be nice.
Donna's gonna be nice. I'm gonna tell you, mother, go sit down in the corner somewhere.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna say it like that.
No, you won't.
I get beat up by the elders.
You sure would.
Yes, with that big white person.
I always seen the outro. We all do. Then she corrected herself. She says, hum.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but she developed so many nervous conditions.
Oh, my aunt.
You read
it. Yeah. So this is my aunt, Norma. She developed many nervous conditions that weren't healthy because of the marriage, because she, again, she was committed to it. Our grandmother is the one that arranged it. Our grandfather didn't want it. Our grandmother selected it. It's true.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a thorough believer that you're going to do arranged marriage. Everybody's got to be 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the parents and the child and the other child and that child's parents.
Yeah.
Everybody's got, it can't
it's
be
in on it.
75% of us. No, it's got to be 100% or we just got to wait.
Everyone's in on it. Yeah.
Everybody's got to be in on it.
I have a friend who's from India. Sorry, just really quickly. I have a friend who's from India, and he was maybe in his 30s, which is, I think, rare for him to be, single. And his family, they arranged marriage. He brought his wife here to the U.S. They've now returned. They had a child. They've now returned, and he's ecstatic. They're,
wonderful. That's good.
People need help. Getting married on your own is dangerous.
Yeah. Your family knows you.
Getting married on your own, you're the only one who's making the decision to say yes or to ask. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Your family knows you.
You need some other ears.
Yeah.
All right. Leticia, give us your number 2.
You've built a home, a safe haven, a place of refuge for yourself, your spouse, and especially for children. It's a place to run to, and disrupting that is that's dangerous. I mean, I think that's a part of what children experience, right?
Open that up again. Say it again.
That you've built a home, a safe haven, right? A place for the individuals that comprise the family, a place for them to go and rest. And away from all of the things that are outside the walls. The home is the place where you rest.
So what you're saying is you stay married because you've done this right.
Right.
You successfully built a home.
You built this.
You built a safe place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not safe for one and unsafe for the other.
For all.
Right.
For all. Yeah. This is a reason to stay married. You have successfully built a safe place for your family, for everybody to be equal, to be themselves. And this is our refuge.
Yeah.
Number 1. Good. I like that. All right, Donna, give me your number 3.
You're working together for the good of the family, which is probably the same thing that Leticia was saying. You're working together for the good of the family, not just for the good of one or the other, for the good of all. And you're working together. You have a common goal, and that's for the good of the family.
We are equally sacrificing. We are equally winning. We are equally looking at everybody's prosperity. Things of that nature. Good. All right, Leticia, your number 3.
I thought we did 3 already.
To stay married.
To stay married.
No, Donna said you didn't do your number 2, so I went
Oh,
back.
I thought that was my number 3, wasn't it?
No, it was your number 2.
Well, just give us your list so we can make sure.
Okay. You've joined. God joined you. Oh, I think it was connected to what both of you were saying about not looking at other marriages as a rule, or a guide to your own. You're unique in your challenges. You're unique in your makeup, and so don't look to something you think is greener,
right,
as as a model. You create your model. You are a model.
Yes.
Create, water your own grass.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
There's the saying, grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, but it still has to be mowed. So there you go.
Oh, I say it's AstroTurf.
There you go.
Grass.
It's faux grass. Right.
All right, here's my third reason to stay married.
Mm-hmm.
You love each other. You're just going through a season of dislike.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You do love each other. You do love this person. You just happen to be going through a season of dislike.
Sure.
And one thing I tell Leticia, and she doesn't get offended by it. I tell her, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like
right
you
now.
I don't like you at all right now.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like you at all right now. And in that moment, I don't. I'm like, come on, chick. That's when I'm mad at her. I call her chick.
You call her chick.
I call her chick.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like you right now. And now here's the thing. Only she can answer this. When I tell you that, how do you interpret it? What do you believe?
Oh, I understand you still love me. That you just that there's something that either, there's a struggle that's happening between us and you don't like how I'm responding. You may not like how, I'm behaving, but the words, there's still a sense of love in the words. I don't like you right now. I don't appreciate how we're engaging right now. And it doesn't need to be.
Right.
And I don't receive it in a negative way. I usually say, I understand, but it's okay. I know you love me. So I understand it's a temporary thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I'm trying to encourage married couples to understand is you got to understand that you're not liking your spouse right now. Number one, it's okay.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's very temporal. And sometimes you just need to tell your spouse, I don't like you right now. And they might say, I don't like you either right now.
Right.
But now that we got that out the way, neither one of us like each other right now. Can we get this thing fixed? It's uncomfortable. Instead of running from the fire, let's run to the fire and let's both put it out. Now, it might burn us both a little bit. But understand, you're not the fire. I'm not the fire. Something else is the fire. I don't like you right now because you're leaving me to put this fire out by itself.
Right. I used to say, who is this man and where's my husband? This person I don't like. I want my husband back.
Yeah. Carol Maete says, yes, because I think it's more of a dislike of behavior, not true dislike for each other. Exactly. And do you know how many, now that statement right there might have hurt a lot of people. As true as it is. You know why?
Wow.
Because for a lot of people, for the first time in their now divorced life, they realize I still love them.
It's a period of time.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't like their behavior at the time, but I always loved them. And because they could not tell the difference between the two, they made an emotional decision that is going to impact them personally. Let me tell you what's worse than divorce. You know what's worse than divorce?
What?
Divorcing and regretting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Divorcing and then realizing
I didn't want it.
yeah, we shouldn't have done this.
Well, we had, remember, there was a couple in the church that, and their daughter was a part of the body too. And she, the parents were divorced. They had been divorced for many, many years, but they got remarried because they loved each other and they realized that they loved each other. They're still together to this day, but they were away from each other for many years.
Oh,
wow.
They were divorced for like 15 years.
Yeah.
No, they were married for like 15 years, divorced for like 20 years.
Long time. Yeah.
And then got remarried and are married today.
Lived separately and then came back together under the same roof and are still together.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so let's switch reels.
Mm-hmm.
Let's switch reels. Now this conversation is a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little more difficult. Now I don't know what's wrong with me because I came up with these three much faster than I came up with the three I just shared with you. Now we're going to go into top 3 reasons to get a divorce. Meaning, yeah, this is over. This.
Yeah.
As bad as divorce is,
this is what
it is better for y'all to get a divorce than y'all to continue this. Donnie, your opening comment to this particular part, this particular segment.
You want my first one?
No, I just want your opening comment.
My opening comment is that many people, okay, because you know what I've been thinking, Dion, and then we have to circle around to what the church preaches about divorce.
Right.
That an individual that knows absolutely, I need to get out of this marriage. This is going nowhere. This is torment for the both of us, not just for one of us, torment for the both of us. We're just hanging on by a thread. But the church says divorce is a sin. If you get divorced, other than for these 2 reasons, then you can't get married again. And what you are now doing is committing adultery. So now I have this conundrum that this is, I can't. I'm not even I'm not thriving. I'm just existing in this. And there's no way out of it. We have tried, and there is no reconciliation in this. But I gotta stay married because I don't want to go to hell.
Which is not the truth.
Right.
There is no, let me just say that. There is absolutely no truth that if you get a divorce, you're not saved. That is baloney.
Right.
That's crap. That is terrible theology.
But what is laid on you if you get a divorce, then you are forcing the other person to live in sin if they get married again. Now they're committing adultery. See, you gather all these different mixes of theology, and this is in your head, but you know, I can't.
I am so glad you're bringing all this up, because the problem with people who talk like that is that they don't understand sin, and they don't understand God's forgiveness for asking forgiveness for sin. And on top of all of that, they don't understand that God is not shocked.
Knew about it before you did.
There's nobody. God, when you said I do, God said that's 2 years, and on this date it'll be different. He's not. God doesn't sit around like, oh, I can't believe. I can't believe.
Yeah.
God ain't doing that.
Yeah.
And so, is it sin? Yes. Is it forgivable? Yes.
Yeah.
Can you move on? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But now, can you live with the purposes whereby you did? And that's where I want to get to right now. What are some reasons that if these things happen, you probably needed to get a divorce? You need to do not stop. You need to move it on.
Right.
Even if you don't want to.
Right.
Leticia, let's start with your number one.
Mine was pretty dark, and this was difficult for me. This actually was difficult for me. Reasons to divorce. So okay, I'll go with my first one. One of the parties is abusing the other physically, sexually, and I also included something like children, like if they are abusing, physically and sexually abusing the children. That is that's a huge get out immediately.
Get out.
So let me just piggyback on yours. What I put the reason for the divorce, my number 3, molesting of a child or rape of an adult.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Once you molest a child, or you successfully rape an adult, I'm not sure.
That's out.
I'm not sure you're coming back from that.
It's
like tasting. It's like a 4-year-old tasting chocolate for the first time.
Yeah.
They're gonna do whatever in their power to do that again.
Right.
There's no comeback from that. And I know he could change. Well, I don't have 10 years.
Plus, trust is shattered when something like that comes up. You say, okay, well, we'll get back together, but you don't ever trust them again. You're watching them every moment. You're looking to see if this behavior, because now you're more aware. So you're looking for any little thing, anything that says, "Oh no, that's not good." It's too much energy.
You want to be godly, but you don't want to be dumb.
Right.
There's a book called Checking Your Brain at the Door. It's talking about Christians who refuse to start thinking because they think their Christianity is enough. The idea of them being a Christian are enough. No. There are certain sins that people commit are life altering. And they will alter the good in any individual. There's a reason why a father is going to do everything in his power to kill the molester of his child.
Yeah.
That father is not a murderer. He's not a killer. He's never in his life thought about taking another man's life. But he also never thought that somebody was going to sexually violate his child.
Right.
It's going to change him. In marriage, these things happen too. If it's going to change you like that,
get out.
We'll be back with more.
That's right. That's right. It's the knowledge that you've been in your paper, a spiritual paper. You be calling me late, sick and godly wisdom. That's 2,000 years in the making. I'm taking the lesson that holds your deliverance. You feeling this? Asking me how God could save a man, raise a man. The enemy, he plays your man. So why you judging me and you bugging me? Just remember me. Ain't no fear in me. You hearing me? That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Let's think about you can shout to this, bounce to this, clap to this, just as long as you don't question this. Radical, acrobatical, Jesus Christ fanatical, sabbatical taker, innovator, and love with the creator. Since I was a baby, I know folk hate me, but lately don't really matter what you say. Them silly games you try and play. I represent the one who heals me. God's people, can you feel me? Stand up on your feet and praise the Lord. All my people on the left, all my people on the right, yeah. All my people on the left, all my people on the right, yeah. All my people All my people on the left, all my people on the right. That's right. That's right.
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams and Deion Evans, our special guest, bringing her back to the screen. We got to give, Donna and I are used to no screen breaks, but our special guests, they need screen breaks. They need to be able to relax and sit back.
You guys are pros.
As you will.
Very uncomfortable for me.
To stay on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, just even being on video and not seeing who's seeing me, like that's very uncomfortable.
Oh.
Yeah, you never know.
I never even think about it.
Yeah, I know. You two are used to it.
Kara Maietti says, my mother and father-in-law were married 25 years, divorced for 16, then remarried, and have been back together since 2014. We got to interview. You need to get us in touch. We need to have them on this screen, 5 boxes, having this type of conversation, because that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I love those couples who get divorced and say, you know what? We shouldn't have done that.
Right.
We shouldn't have done that. And then go ahead and fix it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you're gonna have people like, I can't believe y'all gonna get married. Look. Mistakes can happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mistakes can happen.
Exactly.
But Donna, you thumped on something that we are gonna have to thoroughly explore and gonna have to walk through the Bible with it, because the misinterpretation of scripture and the misinterpretation of scripture regarding the character of God has led a lot of people to refuse to divorce. And again, we are not for divorce.
Right.
I think divorce is dirty. I think it is nasty. Yeah. But there are some circumstances. There are some circumstances where you better move on out of that.
Yeah.
Move on out of that. And so Leticia, give us your one again.
Sexual abuse, physical abuse of others, and especially children.
Yeah, and I put on mine was molestation of a child or rape of an adult. Once you do that, you're not coming back from that. Once you cross that line, that line, that's just one more line from even worse stuff. Donna, what's your first top 3 reason for divorce?
Emotional abandonment.
Ooh, open that up.
Emotional abandonment. That person is just not. They have disconnected, and there's no drawing them back. I've heard Bible studies, not studies, but shows that have the Bible as foundation, family, and they talk about a wife spirit being broken. Meaning, as far as she's concerned, it's over. We're in the marriage, but it's over. I am no longer, I'm not interested in having anything to do with you. And emotionally, they have exited already. They're out the door. And so to try to draw them back in when they decided, no, I'm done. You've broken my spirit. Not my heart, you broke my spirit with whatever you did or didn't do. And emotionally, I have disconnected. And it's like,
but isn't that more of an excuse? And isn't there a lot of immaturity in that? Because I hear hella immaturity in that. You're victimized. You feel like a victim. I've emotionally checked. I don't know. That one makes me uncomfortable.
No, I'm saying that
sounds like the educated woman who's making more money, who's emotionally checked out,
No,
and
no.
now she wants to
I'm
leave her
saying-
husband. I got a concern.
No. I'm saying if the other party has emotionally abandoned you, they have just disconnected. There's no coming back from that.
Have they gone on to emotionally connect with somebody else?
That you don't know. You just know that they're no longer emotionally connected to you.
But how do you know they're no longer emotionally connected to
Because,
you?
Dion,
Maybe that's
the
just how you
bond of
feel.
marriage. No, the bond of marriage. You know when something's off. I had a friend
Yeah,
tell
but
me.
off doesn't mean
Wait a minute.
disconnection.
No, I had a friend tell me 3 years before the truth came to light that her husband hadn't touched her in 3 years. And she said, if it's sin, let's deal with it. She knew
3
something
years.
else was going on. Yeah.
Shoot, Leticia, how long would it take me not touch you for you to realize something was wrong?
One evening.
But they were determined. But they were determined to stay in the marriage for the sake of the marriage.
Mm.
And they thought it was, if it's sin,
So
let's
marriage
deal
was
with
no
it.
longer marriage; it was more status. It was more
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
It was the determination that we won't divorce.
And that's
I
not
will
even
not have a
marriage.
divorce.
They're already divorced.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
They just living in the same house.
Right.
All right, Donna, let's go to your number 2.
Oh, okay. What did I say? Now this just came to me, but incompatibility with no chance of reconciliation.
Okay, open that up. You're married
There
to
is-
somebody that you're incompatible to. Now we got
No. There is this. Let's put it this way. You hear a lot about narcissism, right? You hear a lot about narcissism and whether or not it's a real deal all the time. But when it becomes more about them all the time, and when you address something that you see is out of sync, it's not working, then you become the reason why it's not working, rather than they're taking being accountable for whatever they did or however they chose to. So it's always you are the one that's being told. You're gaslight. They'll gaslight you until you get to the point of thinking, well, maybe it is me. Maybe I am the one that's causing all the issues. Meanwhile, they're going their merry little way. They're having so there is this issue of we're trying to come together, we're trying to reconcile. But this person is saying all the time, it's not me, it's you. Always, it's you.
I would say that couple needs marriage education or some type of interference before they think about divorce. They might just be going through some immature season.
Without a chance of reconciliation. You've tried all the stuff.
Yeah, but you don't know. There's always a chance for reconciliation. The question is, are we mature enough to accept it, or are we using it? Are we using this current dislike of each other to make permanent decisions that we will regret later?
And I'm sure many divorces, that's how it has wound up.
Oh yeah. Oh, I agree. 100%. 100%.
Don't make don't build a tabernacle where you should have just pitched a tent. Right? Because the tabernacle has to be demolished. A tent you can pick up and move on. Right? So you're building a monument to something that's not really that. You made it immovable.
Well, you made a very nice biblical analogy. Ernestine Bakes, my grandmother, she says, "Don't write a check your ass can't cash."
Exactly. That's exactly it. That's it.
Folks in the streets don't understand that one.
That's exactly it.
Oh,
all right, Leticia, you're number 2.
Goodness, this one, like I said, I was it took me dark places. To divorce, if you are having thoughts about, I didn't want to say it, murder or like if you are thinking in that vein, like I don't want to go through the humiliation of divorce, so I don't want to lose the finances that could be a part of a formalized divorce. I just and we've got this huge policy, this huge life insurance policy. If your mind is taking you there, You just need to move on.
You are my
count
wife.
your losses and move on.
You are definitely my
Is that
wife.
one of yours?
It is the number 2.
Is it really?
But I said it, you try to say it all cautiously.
Yeah, I'm going to be that.
Let me show you how I wrote it.
Yes.
I put top 3 reasons for divorce. Number 2, you or your spouse have positively considered homicide and have the means to pull it off. So when you don't like your husband and all of a sudden you went to the auto store to get antifreeze to put it in his iced tea, you just get a divorce.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Just get divorced. When you have contracted a drug dealer and you done asked them to find somebody, you done passed a picture of your spouse so that they can take them out on the freeway.
Yeah.
Just
get
a divorce.
I've often asked myself the
Don't
question.
become a murderer.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And yet, we see all the time people, either they hire somebody to kill them, they kill them themselves. And I'm always wondering, why didn't you just get a divorce?
Right.
Why did it become necessary for you to kill this individual?
Yep.
And you get caught. So what have you won?
Yep.
You've lost everything.
You've lost everything.
And sometimes it's for
everything.
a couple $100,000.
Donna, they have entire series of TV shows. They have a channel. They have a channel on cable dedicated to a plethora of these type stories. And Leticia and I watch them often. And at the end, we look at each other like it was the wife or it was the husband. And I said, look, I've always tell Leticia this.
We said it to each other.
Yeah, we say it to each other.
Yeah.
Look, I say, look, if you ever get to a point where you have actively thinking about killing me, just let me know. Yeah. I will walk away. I will leave you with everything.
Yeah.
Don't take my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine it. I mean, you would be a cold killer.
You just said there are program series, not a program, but
cable
stations that are set up to share these stories, and they happen in large volume.
Yeah. Maete must watch them too. I just watched a show where a woman was slowly killing her husband by adding antifreeze to his smoothies every day.
That's crazy.
I mean, how you go to get some antifreeze and you put it in the smoothie, it makes it taste a little sweeter, and you're doing it over a course of days.
And the spouse is
scary.
And for what? Because you don't want to hire a divorce lawyer and you can get the life insurance policy. So yeah, my number 2 was the reason that you need to get a divorce is if you or your spouse have positively considered homicide, killing one another, killing the other, and you have the means to pull it off. So if you can go buy antifreeze, if you brought antifreeze into the house, yeah, you just need to need a divorce. If you went and bought a new gun, if you actually cut out a picture of your spouse to give to somebody and addresses as to where she could be or he could be located. Yeah, you just need to get a divorce.
Yeah. There's a movie about a very prominent family with a woman, and I'm not sure if they were divorced yet or not. House of Gucci, where she had him killed.
Oh yeah, House of Gucci.
Yeah.
We didn't see all the way through that one.
Yeah. So it's not just in the streets; it's in the mansions too, where people
everywhere.
And who knows how many have gotten away with having a spouse murdered.
Yeah.
So they can go ahead and live happily ever after.
Yeah. All right, Leticia, give us your third one.
Third one.
Wait. Yeah, Donna gave 2. I gave 2 because your 2 was my 2. So we're on the same page. I'm gonna fall out on the floor.
I'm scared of y'all.
It's not the same, I'm sure.
All right, go ahead.
Delving into like satanic rituals, worship, things like that. Going into that dark realm.
Into the occult.
I can see that.
Like
and they want you to take part.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I can see that. That would be.
That's like Rosemary's Baby, kind of. Except Rosemary didn't know it. You guys know that movie?
I remember that movie.
I don't.
Yes. Rosemary's Baby. You don't know that movie? You have to watch
the living
daylights out of me. Exorcist type films?
No, it's not an exorcism. It is more sexual assault by the devil, set up by this family that worship the devil. and this woman does not know it.
Oh.
The husband has entered into it because the couple seems really nice. A little old man, little old woman, and they befriend them, and then the husband gets caught up in their occultic rituals. And Rosemary gets pregnant and has the baby. No, she has this image that she's being assaulted by the devil. Like she thinks it's a dream, not a dream.
Yeah,
crazy movie, movie. And then at the end, when she has the baby, she's like, "Oh!" After a minute or two, she's like, "Oh, it's my baby." Like, no, yeah.
Strange. All right, Donna, give me your number one.
Number three.
Yeah.
No, your number three.
I just your spouse moves out and moves in with someone else.
Wow.
Yeah. You can stay there.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's abandonment and adultery altogether. You abandoned me and you're committing adultery. Really? You can stay there.
Wow. Just the thought of that.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's complete disregard.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That hurt to hear. Can you imagine coming home and seeing a note? Hey, keep the house.
I'm out.
Where you going?
Yeah.
Well, I got a new house, new place, new man. What?
Yeah.
You got a what? Yeah, don't worry about it. I left you some money on the dresser. Issues at the Dark, Donnie and Dion. We'll be back. I'll give you my number one reason to divorce.
Y'all don't mind, can I take you to down North Carolina? Outside the county line, just for a few moments. I'm living it life. And with the Lord, I shall not stray. Good God Almighty. I'm living it life. Thank you, Lord. And with the Lord, I shall not stray. The beacon all night. That's the day you go. Fly away. Jesus, Jesus. I believe when it calls for me, you're welcome me. The sky, yes, you will. I'm getting out. See your face, you're welcome me. You're welcome. Somebody ought to be your witness. Welcome. Yeah, I'm getting my house in all of the day. You've been faithful about a few things. Wow. Yeah, you welcome me. Welcome me. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. You be afraid. Be afraid. When he comes, again. I'm time to get ready. I want to be ready. Oh, welcome me. Come on, somebody. Hey, watch this, Lord. Watch this. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It is Issues After Dark, episode 51, our Thursday standard. Our special guest Leticia will be coming talk about and you get to share your comments along the way. Really bless the broadcast. And for people who will listen later, they get to read the comments and engage and things of that nature. And we're glad to do it. Glad to do it. We're now talking about top 3 reasons to divorce. What I want to do, Leticia, you gave your 3.
Yes.
Donna, you gave your 3.
Yep.
So let's come back and do your list all together. So like, give me your 3, Leticia. Give me your 3, Donna, and then I'll give mine and give my last one.
Okay, what did I have? I had emotional abandonment.
Mm-hmm.
I had incompatibility with no chance of reconciliation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the individual spouse moves out and moves in with someone else.
That's wow. Moves out, moves in with somebody else. Wow.
Yeah.
I'd have to drag somebody out the house. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know it's immature, but that's just how hurt I would be.
Yeah.
All right, Leticia, yours?
Sexual abuse, physical abuse of others and children, consideration of considering murder as a way out, and then delving into satanic rituals or the occult.
Okay. Mine was molestation of a child or rape of an adult. If your spouse has done that, that's male or female. Your spouse has done that. You're gonna have to move on. You're gonna have to move on. Number 2, you or your spouse have positively considered homicide and have the means to pull it off. I think it would be shocking just to think I'm gonna kill my spouse. That would be a shocking thought all in itself.
Yeah.
But when you actually roll your tires up on the AutoZone to buy antifreeze because you plan on killing them slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You crossed the line. When you cut their picture out and handed it to somebody and given a timestamps and time places and addresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got another comment here.
Margo.
Lamargo Adams Brown. Cheating and physical abuse and predator. Now that leads to my number 1. That leads to my number 1.
Okay.
My number 1 is reckless infidelity or and I'll explain, or infidelity with a family friend.
Ooh. Yeah.
You see what y'all faces just did when I said that?
Yeah. Yeah. And celebrities do it all the time. The wife has a good friend, and the next thing you know, the wife is out and the good friend is married.
Entanglements.
To the celebrity. Yeah. Entanglement.
Those are not entanglements.
When I speak of reckless infidelity, I'm talking about someone who's just not. They have no look, if you're married and you have infidelity, I can understand to a degree what would make a man or woman on an occasion mess up. But when you're talking about reckless infidelity, that means you have no care about the extramarital sex you're having outside of your marriage. It's reckless. And in some cases, if diseases transpire, this is remember when women were going through that whole down.
That's another reason to go. That's another reason to go.
Yeah.
When these women were all of a sudden coming up HIV positive, but had only had sex with their husbands, and they couldn't understand how all these black women all over the country were becoming the number 1 statistic of growth in HIV, and then all of a sudden a dude decided to write a book about what was really going on. Remember that?
Yep.
J.L. King. And it exposed
what
a lot.
Yeah.
Women being beards. Now you can easily tell who these dudes are. Now you can easily tell who they are. Oh, well, much
Sometimes.
better. You can tell who.
No more hiding. No more hiding.
Yeah.
Just, if your husband
But
doesn't want to
reckless
have sex with
infidelity
you,
or infidelity with a family friend.
ooh, now see that
I
one?
could expect if I had infidelity, someone from my past who I'd already had an experience with, I would hope my wife would not divorce me for that. It would be wrong. However, if she has a friend, and I don't want to name no names that I don't want to name names like that because this is an example that'll never happen.
Right.
But let's say my wife has a friend or a family member.
Ooh.
If I have a sexual relationship with one of them,
that's wrong.
Yeah.
That is just
back from.
That is
then murder comes into order.
Is different. At the same token,
comes back.
If I got a best friend, a guy, if a fellow coach, I come home one day and one of my coach friends wasn't at one at practice, and I come home a little early and find out that my wife has been entertaining. That's too. You can't.
Yeah, you can't come back from that.
No.
You can't come back from that.
There is no coming back.
I'm gonna become the victim. I'm gonna become somebody else, and what's sad about it, I'm gonna justify it. And I know some people say, "Well, I forgave, they forgave." Yeah, but what does that forgiveness cost going forward?
Yeah. Well, I've seen TikToks where the husband slept with the mother of his wife.
That's just absurd.
Now that's an ongoing joke in our house.
Yeah, don't even say the joke.
I'm not gonna say the joke.
Yeah, it's just not even funny.
But when I say the joke, my wife says, "I'm gonna knock you." That's when she threatens me.
Yeah,
that's when she threatens me violently.
Again, I'm gonna knock your head off. I know I don't have the capacity, but the words give me some sort of.
Well, there's an acronym for it that people talk about. Well, this is something totally different. It's called it MIF.
No, MILF.
Oh, MILF.
MILF. MILF. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a totally different subject right there. That's
yeah.
We got messed up as a people.
Not joking.
There's a lot of women who have embraced that lifestyle. Yeah. We're asked the question: have we ever watched Snap? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
To the point where I was like, you know what? Stop watching.
I gotta stop watching. Yeah,
for real.
That's true too.
Yeah, because it's like what you go to. It's your go-to. You sit down, you turn TV on, and you're looking for Snapped. After a while, it's like you have to guard your portals.
Yeah. And the reason why is because I can sit and watch, like, Snap can come on at 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday, and they'll just have episode after episode after episode for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I will lay on the couch and I will watch all of it.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's how I am with First 48.
I used to watch that.
The only time I move on First 48 is when I hear the episode. I already know the outcome of that one. Show me something I don't know the outcome to.
But what do you bring? What are you taking in that stays with you? That's why I don't watch horror movies. I don't know little demons sitting on my shoulder talking about, hey, I'm not doing it.
Final comments, Leticia.
Final comments.
15 seconds.
Tough discussion. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it is. I'm beginning to think there's no real reason to not stay married. Stay married and figure it out.
Unless
there's three.
Thinking about killing.
Those top
other than the extremes. The extremes. Yeah.
All right. Well, another fascinating show. I really like the broadcast.
Good.
Like all the comments from the people who commented. And we'll be back at it. Again, continue to give us ideas. We'll continue talking about it. And we just start the conversation. We want you to be a part of the conversation because together, all of our voices, we helping each other. We helping each other. Whether you're on the mic or you're typing it out, we helping each other. And that's what it's all about. Yeah. You've been listening to Issues After Dark with Dion and Donna. Good night. God bless you.
You have been listening to Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Follow updates regarding Issues After Dark on Bitter Cup Media. Follow Bitter Cup Media on your favorite social media platform. Listen live each night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Join the conversations and please ensure your support. Donations to support this broadcast can be sent to Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle at Bitter Cup Media. And as our hosts would say, good night and God bless you.
This is Shanina Shumate from Oakland, California. You are listening to Bitter Cup Media.
Thank you for tuning in to Bitter Cup Media for your broadcast news. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Search Bitter Cup Media. Tell a friend, coworker, or family member to join you in listening to our cutting-edge radio broadcast. Remember this, even if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts, and He knows all things. Bitter Cup Media, signing off.
Clap your hands, everybody. Praise Him because you're still standing. Praise Him because you're still here. Praise Him because all things work together. Hey, y'all clap your hands. Let's celebrate. Let's dance in here. Come on. Oh. Oh. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. You're not jumping. You're not praising. Oh! Yeah! 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 Ow!